Jeopardy! Masters 2025 winner. Live results: the semi-finals of Season 3 of Jeopardy! Masters kicked off at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on June 4, 2025, with 4 remaining contestants. The finalists included Yogesh Raut, Isaac Hirsch, Victoria Gross, and Javiria Zahir, but only one could be the $500,000 winner. Hirsch, Gross, Zahir competed against each other first, and Gross took the lead with $12,800. But before we get into the rest of the info on the semi-finals and finale, do not continue reading if you don't want to know the results and who won. Now that we have that out of the way, let's get into the results below. Scroll down to the bottom for the winner if you don't want to read through the recap. Hirsch, Gross, and Zahir headed into double jeopardy after Gross had taken the lead. And soon, Gross landed on the daily double. She wagered $2,000 and aced it, taking her to $18,000 before long. It was time for Final Jeopardy in Part 1 of the semi-finals. The subject was medieval times. Though she wasn't the only winner in this round as a whole, Gross took the game with $29,800 and had 9 match wins, which immediately shot her into the finals. Zahir and Hirsch were left to compete against each other for a spot as well, with Yogesh Raut joining them. Soon into the competition, Raut hit the daily double. He won the daily double and took an early lead, but Zahir was right on his tail. Unfortunately for Hirsch, he started off with a miss, which took him down to -$800. Then, with another miss, he was taken down to -$1,400. By the end of the round, Hirsch made it up to 0. Meanwhile, Raut was in the lead with $9,200. And then it was time for another double jeopardy. Hirsch was the first to kick things off in this round. No one knew the first question or the second, but the third question went to Zahir. She then landed on the daily double. Zahir won the daily double, bringing her score up to $6,600. Soon, she hit another daily double and wagered $1,800. Unfortunately, she didn't win. At this point, her score was brought down to $6,000. Hirsch started to come up a little in the competition, but Zahir and Raut were still far ahead of him. By the end of the round, Raut had the lead with $18,800. Then came Zahir with $10,400 and Hirsch with $3,600. The final Jeopardy category was then chosen, and the contestants made their wagers while the show went to a commercial break. The subject was island countries. Hirsch wrote a little joke along with his correct question, but it wasn't enough to take him into first place. Zahir and Raut also both guessed the correct question, which took Zahir to $20,801 and Zahir to $10 for 100. Gross, Raut, and Zahir were the 3 finalists, and Gross took an early lead and also soon landed on the daily double. She wagered all of her $1,200 on the daily double. Fortunately, she won it, but Raut quickly caught up and started to then take the lead, but not for long. Raut and Gross took turns being first throughout the round. Ultimately, Raut came in first place for round 1 of the finals, with $6,600. Gross was in second with $5,400 and Zahir with $2,600. In the second round, Gross was the first to give a correct question. A third of the way into the round, Gross hit the daily double and wagered $4,000, which dropped her to second place. But she hit the second daily double as well and wagered all of the money she had, $7,400. She won it and took the lead again, with $14,800. Gross had the lead with $21,200 and Raut with $13,000 by the end of the round. Zahir was in the red, so she was unable to join the two in Final Jeopardy! The subject was peoples of the world, and the answer was head. Often in the film The Conqueror, this name of a once nomadic people comes from a Latin word used for hell. Raut wagered everything and his response was incorrect, so he was taken down to 0. Gross was also wrong but only wagered $6,800. So, she wound up with $14,400. And then an entirely new game was started up, which Gross, Raut, and Zahir. Zahir hit the first daily double again and wagered $1,000. She won, which took her to $1,800. Zahir took a brief lead before being beaten out by Raut. The two went back and forth with first place. Before long, Gross started to catch up, but she still wasn't in the lead. Raut was ahead of the other 2 contestants. Raut took the lead with $7,000 for the round. For the second round, Gross and Zahir were close behind Raut in the beginning, but Raut quickly sped ahead. Zahir and Gross were right on his tail, but Zahir was the first to land on a daily double. She wagered all she had with $10,800 and she won, pushing her into the lead with $21,600. Rout hit the second daily double and won it, soaring ahead with $33,200. Gross just couldn't catch up to Zahir and Rout as the competition continued. The round ended with Rout in the lead with $36,000. For Final Jeopardy, the subject was paintings. The clue for the Final Jeopardy category was the artist saw this subject as